It may have happened long ago, or maybe it was just last year. A night of magic, mystery, and fright, weird science, and Halloween cheer. This is the story about the night a mad scientist and a wicked witch worked together to save Halloween that they almost ruined. Our story begins in a dilapidated old house just past the graveyard on the mysterious Shackle Island.
Monster House coffee, I tell you, it really is good to the last drop of blood. Speaking of which, that's exactly what this Monster House needs. A little typo negative. Much better. Good to the last drop indeed. Well, let's check out the mail here. See what we've got. Icky the Putrid Postman dropped this off earlier. Let's see, we've got bills, little seizures coupons. Hey, here's one. It's from Igor over at the Pumpkin Fields. Haven't heard from that guy in ages. I didn't even know he could write, actually. Let's see here. Trouble at Pumpkin Patch. Crop has turned pink. Come quick, Igor. Great Mortimer's Ghost. Pink pumpkins. Must be some kind of strange plant fungus. I'll have to swing by the pumpkin fields later, see what's going on. Well, now this one's from Professor Phineas over at the Brain Repository. Huh. Perhaps he has a little better news for me. Dear Dr. Gangrene, it is my deepest regret to inform you, our best customer, that our entire inventory of brains has been ruined. It seems the formaldehyde in the jars has somehow been replaced with Kool-Aid. The entire supply on the island is ruined. Regrets, Professor Phineas. This is terrible! 2 catastrophes in one day! The only thing that can take my mind off this is some candy corn. This candy corn tastes sour! What in the name of Zachary is going on around here? It's almost like someone cast an evil spell on the place. You know, actually I may just have something there. This does smack of sorcery, but that's one field I know very little about. Better consult an expert. If there is magical mischief going on here on Shackle Island, the one person that will know is Penny Dreadful. I'm gonna go try to contact her. I haven't spoken to Penny in years. I hope her number's still the same. I'll fire up the machinery here, see if I can pull her up on the view screen. Penny Dreadful! Penny Dreadful! Penny Dreadful! Come in, Penny! Got a long distance phone call coming to you from Shackle Island. Penny Dreadful, come in, Penny Dreadful. This is Dr. Gangrene coming to you from Shackle Island. You there, Penny?
Why, Dr. Gangrene, it's been a bat's age since we've spoken. To what do I owe the, pleasure?
Oh, Penny, you're not still mad at me about that whole Transylvanian fiasco, are you?
Gangrene, it was because of you that I had to leave town in the dead of night.
Well, how was I supposed to know the Transylvanian Women's League would have problems accepting a real witch into their ranks? I thought you were a perfect candidate. Besides, the dead of night's always the best time to leave town, and look at you, you got much better digs now and a much better looking boyfriend.
Yes, Gangrene, let's not talk about that right now. Now, how can I help you, Doc?
Well, we have a real crisis here on Shackle Island, Penny. Everything here is going screwy.
Sounds like business as usual in the Gangrene lab to me.
No, more so than usual. It's just everything's a bit off. The brains have started turning bad, candy corn tastes sour, why even the pumpkins have started turning pink on Shackle Island.
Hey, Gad! Pink pumpkins? What in the name of vampire is going on over there?
I know, it sounds like sorcery to me, so I thought I'd turn to you for a professional opinion. Any idea what could cause such a catastrophe?
Well, not right offhand. I know plenty of black magic spells, but none so ruthless.
Well, if you think of anything, let me know. I just noticed my best lab coat now has paisley swirls on it. Ah! Gangrene out!
Ryron!
Oh, Guru, that was hundreds of years ago. And besides, he was a real stiff. You know you're the only man-wolf for me. Don't be jealous. Now, come on, we've got work to do. Indeed, Guru. It seems the Halloween season has turned upside down on Shackle Island. I must have a spell here somewhere to help Dr. Gangrene. But first I'll put some music on while I work on a solution. Let's see here. Here it is. Yes, my original copy of the Monster Mash. It always puts me in the mood to brood. Would you put that on for me, dear?
Brothers and sisters, I was reflecting on my health the other day, when a bit of temptation came my way. Some candy corn and other sugary treats. Those terrible things I would not eat.
It's in the trash.
I threw them in the trash.
I took a bath.
No more candy stash.
No sugar crash.
Buy some apples with your cash.
Oh, take it off! Take it off!
Look at the size of your ass.
It's worse than we thought. I have a feeling this Halloween problem isn't confined to Shackle Island, Guru. What could be causing this?
Of course, my stupid spell. Of course not. My spell was a stroke of dark genius. This was to be it. Tonight was to be the start of the eternal Halloween. No, I'm sure my spell has nothing to do with it. Clearly something is very wrong, and I must contact Dr. Gangrene at once. Meanwhile, please get rid of this abomination. Here we go. Calling Dr. Gangrene. Come in, Dr. Gangrene.
Penny, look at this. My favorite Tales from the Crypt comic. Ruined.
It appears things are getting worse, Doctor.
You think? We gotta find the cause of this and put a stop to it. Have you looked outside lately?
Hey.
Ah, good choice. This is my favorite horror movie.
Oh man, Laurel and Hardy are so scary.
Trick or treat. Time to pay your taxes.
Aren't you a little old for this?
Thank you very much. And here is your receipt. Happy Halloween.
The horror. The horror.
See what I mean?
Perhaps it's all a fluke, a worldwide practical joke, kind of like Lady Gaga. I know, some unspeakable villain must be tampering with the very fabric of Halloween itself. Tell me, Doctor, do you have any enemies?
Let's see. Angry villagers, but no, they wouldn't have the resources. Kirstie Alley, but no, she likes candy corn too much. She wouldn't do that. I know, Dr. Bromine.
Dr. Bromine?
He's my arch enemy.
Huh. Never heard of him.
Never heard of bromine? During the Civil War, there was a chemical, a powerful chemical. It was called bromine, and it was used to fight gangrene.
A chemical? And have you ever actually met this Dr. Bromine?
Why, no, we've never actually met, but I know he's out there somewhere, just waiting to strike. Holmes and Moriarty, Batman and the Joker, Gangrene and bromine! Oh yes, we'll meet one day, Dr. Bromine. Oh yes, and when we do, you'll wish you never heard the word Dr. Gangrene.
Wow, the doctor is insane.
What's that, Witchy Poo?
Oh, nothing.
Aha! Dr. Bromine must have discovered my time machine. That's it, he was spying on me when I went back in time to the first Halloween and...
Well, wait a minute, back up. You went back in time to the first Halloween?
Why, yes, as a matter of fact, I did. You see, I figured it was time I used my scientific genius to revitalize the most important day of the year by traveling back in time to the first Halloween and capturing the essence of the event. So I took my time machine, traveled back to those dark days, and, well, everything didn't quite go as planned.
I sense a flashback coming on. So you're telling me you went back in time to the first Halloween?
Indeed, it was one of my finest achievements. Sort of. You see, I was perturbed by the state of the holiday. It seemed that over the years it had somehow lost its luster, that the spirit of Halloween had been forgotten in the commercial hustle and bustle. I decided the only way to return the holiday to its once proud stature was to travel back in time to the very first Halloween, capture the essence of that event, and return with it to modern times where I could use it to revitalize the holiday. Is that genius or what?
It's, something, all right.
So I finished construction of my time machine, the amazing temporal helm, an invention I had been perfecting for close to 13 years.
Time machine? Oh, does that thing actually work?
Oh, of course it does. Well, initially maybe there was a mishap. Aha! Or two. Eventually got the kinks worked out, charged the helmet, set the coordinates, and instantly found myself standing in the middle of a forest. I heard chanting and set out to investigate the source of the sounds. I rounded the corner and happened upon a group of hooded, chanting druids. And that's where things kinda went off course.
Let me guess, you scared the bejesus out of them.
Like Mormons at an Ozzy concert.
Hey there!
They scattered and ran in all directions, and I was forced to return home without my prize.
Hey, wait! Come back!
Gangrene, don't you see what you've done? It's the Star Trek Prime Directive. Oh God, did I just say that? You can't interfere with the natives of that time period, or you alter history.
Derek! You're a nerd!
Guru. I'm conducting business here.
Halloween spell?
Yes. You see, Dr. Gangrene, it appears I may have had a slight hand in our current predicament as well.
Let me guess. Another flashback coming up.
You bet your test tubes, Doc.
What's all this mumbo jumbo about a Halloween spell?
Oh, not mumbo jumbo, Dr. Gangrene. Oh no, it was a positively glorious spell.
Sheesh, what a ham.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, please do continue, madame.
Year after year, Halloween would come and go. I'd seen it change over the centuries, it's true. At first, the hills ran red with, well, you know, and people dressed in scary costumes to hide themselves from the perverse beings of the netherworld. Nowadays, people dress in trampy costumes to attract the perverse beings of the mortal world. Hey! But I digress. At first, Halloween would thrill and chill me. My excitement would build to a frenzied crescendo of candy-fueled passion. But then, one day, it was different.
Different, you say?
Yes, different. Gone were the ghosts and goblins of yore, and in their place was something else, something tacky. The dreaded curse of commercialism had taken its toll. Something had to be done. And so, 13 years ago, on a dark and stormy night, I began preparations for the most magnificent spell in all of history, the eternal Halloween. Dr. Gangrene? Hey!
Oh, sorry.
I'm telling a story over here!
Yeah, I was listening. The Eternal Halloween. Yeah, sure. Do continue.
And so, over the course of 13 years, I gathered the necessary components of horror. A rock from the field at Stonehenge. A poltergeist trapped in a wooden box once owned by Edgar Allan Poe. The hair from a werewolf. Two cheap inflatable pumpkins from Sleigh Mart. Finally, using my infernal powers, I conjured a spell to make Halloween the...
So wait, you shop at Sleigh Mart?
Anyway, to make a long story short, I...
Right.
Get out of our two-shot. I cast a spell called the Eternal Halloween. Its purpose, to make Halloween, the true Halloween, Samhain, All Hallows Eve, last forever.
Forever?
Forever. I told you it was glorious, Gangrene.
You witless witch!
Huh?
Don't you see? It's your fault that Halloween's all screwed up. You must have cast the Eternal Halloween spell at the exact same time that I used the Temporal Helm to go back to the first Halloween. Now, when my visit slightly altered history, your spell caused that version of Halloween to be perpetuated for all time.
Me? Huh. You didn't just slightly alter Halloween by going back in time, Gangrene. You completely changed the course of history. My spell is merely perpetuating the event you set into motion.
Why, it's your spell, my dear Penny Dreadful, that has resulted in a screwy Halloween happening every year for the rest of our lives. You've doomed us all.
How dare you accuse me? You second-rate quack. Why, I ought to...
Woo! 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 Woo!
Oh, you're right, Guru. It probably is both our faults.
Wait a minute. You understood that?
Of course. I'm fully fluent in lycanthropic linguistics. Comes in handy in my medical practice, you know?
Yes, I suppose so. And I suppose it was an effect of our combined efforts that landed us in our current predicament. But we've got to do something, Dr. Gangrene, or else Halloween will be ruined forever. Because of us.
Aha! I have an idea! So I think I know how to get us out of this jam.
Oh, do tell, Doc.
Well, you see, if the future was altered when I went back to the past, I'll simply time travel back again, stop myself from ever going back in time in the first place, and then everything will return back to normal.
No, won't work, Doc. You see, as I mentioned, this is the eternal Halloween, so even if you go back, it won't matter. It's eternal, you see. Past, present, and future. Everything will still be changed to that alternate reality.
Well, why would you go and do something like that? Magic is so unscientific.
Well, duh, of course it's unscientific. Well, Shades of Simon. Magic is unscientific, but perhaps that is exactly what we need to counteract the effects of the spell. You see, if you go back in time to before there was a Halloween and celebrate an all-new version of the holiday, perhaps the spell will latch onto that version of Halloween and counteract this freak fest we currently have happening. I mean, look at what happened to my broom. How am I supposed to ride on this?
Sir Cecil's ghost! I think you have something there. And I know just a way to fix this. According to my calculations, I'm in medieval Europe, and tonight is October 31st. If I've surmised properly, I merely have to make my way to a villager's house. I should be able to set this straight in no time. Up ahead's a small cottage. That's perfect. Now to show these folks how to celebrate a proper Halloween with some good old-fashioned trick-or-treat. Trick-or-treat!
Ah! Help! Help! Help!
What was that?
It's a scream from over there.
Let's go.
Help! A demon! Help! Anyone! Help! Oh my God! Help! Help! A demon! A demon!
By the gods, what could it want?
I don't know. I've done nothing wrong.
Oh dear!
What's going on? We heard screams.
He saw a demon.
A demon? Are you all right? What did you do?
I don't know. I've done nothing wrong.
But
He said he wanted treats.
no, this is it.
What's a
We're all in
treat?
grave danger.
We must appease these dark spirits.
They were demanding treats.
Everyone, put treats outside your homes. But what if they come back? I have an idea. We must dress ourselves to look like these dark spirits. That way, if they return, they won't recognize us. Wear masks, disguises. Quickly! There's no time to lose.
What was that?
Is someone over there?
Our plan worked perfectly, Penny. Once the villagers saw me with that mask on, they started following the old traditions, and everything reverted back to normal.
And the eternal Halloween spell latched onto that version of the holiday. Thus no more screwy Halloween.
Never again will we have to read Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde written by Mother Goose or listen to the cheerful singing of perky zombies.
Indeed. Nor will we ever have to watch the 1931 Dracula starring Curly from the Three Stooges.
Halloween is back to its cool, spooky self. Well, except for those sparkling vampires. Must have been some kind of side effect.
Yes, we'll have to fix that terrible mistake later.
Of course, the most important thing we learned was never again to screw around with the holiday of Halloween.
That's right. Experiments and spells are one thing, but messing with Halloween just isn't cool.
Precisely, Guru. We must make a pledge right now to never screw around with Halloween again.
You got it, Doc. Although, I was working on this one little spell to turn trick-or-treaters into the real versions of the costumes they're wearing.
Guru's right. Probably not a good idea, besides it's already been done. However, I do have this idea for breeding regular pumpkins with Audrey too.
No way!
Unless you want to wind up like Seymour Krelborn. You know how that movie turned out.
Oh, all right, agreed. I won't ever interfere with Halloween again.
Nor will I. I promise.
But you know, Penny, my dear, I do have an idea for Christmas.
Oh, lay it on me, Doc.
You ever seen The Nightmare Before Christmas? Remember how the skeleton guy tried to take over the holiday of Christmas? Well, he got it all wrong. But you and I, on the other hand...
Oh, I like the sound of this plan already.
Thus ends the story of Halloween night that was saved by the witch and the physician of fright. Now take a deep breath and count to 10 and hope that they never have to save it again.